Okay, here we are. It's January. It's minus 10 C or 14 degrees Fahrenheit. I just started the tractor. I have the instrument control cluster showing code 2006.09, which is telling me that the temperature gauge is reporting correctly, but the sensor is out of range. So I'm going to change it in hopes that it's going to clear it, but I have my doubts. I think this instrument cluster is faulty, and I don't want to pay $2,000, so I'm going to try to get around it. When this little light is flashing, it will not allow me to engage the PTO, so I may have to work around that and bypass it, which again may be complicated. So we'll see where this ends up going. Well, I changed the thermal sensor right under here. Didn't take much, just a 19mm deep socket. It's a straight shot in from down here. Put that on, started the tractor, and already it's telling me that it's overheated. So I know I've got a problem. I'm going to have to see if there's a way to jump out the PTO solenoid and put a switch on the dash just to run the PTO. This is the instrument cluster out, and what I'm going to do, I've got another switch coming. This is a spare hazard order, hazard flasher switch. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a hole in here, and I'm going to put it in this way here. The other switch I got coming, it's similar, but it's got a bunny on it, and I'm just going to put a little sticker here saying PTO and try to go with this way. I'm going to put it when I cut the wire, I'm going to cut it and put bullet connectors on it, so if I have to put it right back, then I don't have to worry about doing some kind of funky splicing to make it all happen. So sad all this has to come to this. With the dash mounted in the vise, I put the switch here. Naturally, I made the hole too big, so I'm going to have to. This is ABS, so it's easy to glue. The same stuff you use for pipe in the house, drain pipe, toilet pipe, sink pipe. So just a little piece of plastic I'm going to glue in there. I've got some ABS sheet. I'll cut a filler and put that in there. And then I'm going to just put a little label here, PTO on this side. That's off, that's on. So if you bump the throttle, you maybe accidentally will shut it off. Not a big deal. And then on the other side, eventually I'm going to put the same kind of a switch, and that's going to replace this switch. And I'm going to put lights on the roll bar, fish them in, and wire it up proper, so I have flashing lights when I go down the road. This is the print for instrument cluster control, and what we have here is the solenoid. You have to look everything up. They wish they would have just put in small letters, PTO solenoid. No, they don't. Anything on this bus, it's a 10 or a 50 is a ground. And it comes from the ICC, as we can see here, and it's on wire number 447, and because the last digit is a 7 means it's a purple or a violet wire. Also on the print, it did say it was connector J1, so you can see I've got the dash out, and here's J1, and right now if you look on the ohm meter, it shows that it's reading 5.5 ohms is the resistance of that solenoid. So I've just got a piece of magnet wire, insulated magnet wire, pushed in here. The ground, the return, I went all the way back to the battery, so I know I've got a good ground. Some of this stuff is all mounted on plastic. You'd never get a good ground on it anyways. And then on the wires, John Deere was really good, okay? They ended up putting numbers on the wires. Really hard to see here without a light, but they repeat, maybe you can just see it right here, they repeat about every 1.5 inches or so, and we know that we're looking for a purple wire that has 47 on it, and this is it. So I know I'm on the right wire. Anyways, looking for a good ground because I'm going to need it for the solenoid. I've got right here, so it says right on it, ground wire onto this terminal, so I know I can get a ground there. And I've just got to find a positive someplace that comes alive with a key on. So I'll put a fuse in and run that over. Well, I'll show you the splices how I'm going to do it in a minute. So what I've got is this little bitty potentiometer rheostat, and I got a kit here that's got all kinds of different ones in it. So I know I need to be around 5 ohms, and right now my ohm meter between the leads is reading 0.5 ohms, so technically it's reading 0.3, even though it says 0.8 because we have to deduct the 0.5. And this is what's going to be connected to the purple wire, the 4747 purple wire, going back into the instrument control clusters so that it thinks that the solenoid is there. But I'm never going to turn it on the dash, on the side console. I'm just going to use the new switch that I'm putting on the dash, which goes right from the positive of a battery through the fuse and to that solenoid to turn it on. The downside, there will not be any way to shut it off. If you shut the engine off, it'll go off. And if you jump off the seat, it will go off because if you're in gear, but you can leave the PTO going and not be on the machine. Okay, on this side terminal, we already saw that one says ground on it, which was over here, and the other one says battery power, and way up at the top it says switch 12 volts, so that's an auxiliary terminal, and that's where I'm going to grab the 12 volt power to turn that solenoid on with. One last check before I install this. Now that was the resistor, and what I've done is, once I've set it, I've covered it with hot melt glue so it can't vibrate or change its position, and we're at 5.2 ohms, and in checking this morning my meter is showing 0.1 of an ohm, so right now it's actually 5.1 ohms, so that should be within spec for what we need to do in this application. This is where I cut the 4747 wire, and I put it in with bullet connectors, so if I have to go back, what's going to happen here now is this one's going to go to the dummy resistor because it goes back into the instrument cluster, and this one goes down to the solenoid located on the right hand side of the transmission, and I'll show a shot here once I get it wired in. Okay, pretty much got this wired up before I install the cluster and the dash. These are the two connectors that will go to the switch. That's our resistor that's going to be sitting in here. And what I did was I cut the purple wire and put bullet connectors on it. So one of the things when you do any experimenting, it's always good that you don't solder everything and then realize, oh crap, that don't work. So what I've done is bullet connectors, and all I have to do is undo this one, take this bit of tape off, and put it back into here, and it goes right back to what it once was, original OEM. The wires, so they didn't get rubbed and chafed in here. This is all plastic. I bored a hole through there, and that's where everything's connected, and there's my fuse for the PTO. So I should be good to go. Oh, quick shot of this. It clusters back in. This is the back of the dash, and here's where the switch has been mounted. You can see the two yellow dots on there. That's to remind me those are the two terminals to put those connectors on for the wires. And on the front, this is how it looks. A little bit of glare there. We'll see if we can get around that, possibly. So to turn the PTO, I'd have to do that and flip it back like that off. It is on a key switch side, so there's no power going to it, which would, if you forgot to turn it off, that solenoid would stay energized all the time, which is what we want. So here I have the tractor back in the barn, and it seems to be working fine. Every time I go into the John Deere dealer, he kept wondering if I was going to spend the $2,000 and buy the part and bring the tractor in for them to reprogram this ICC, this dash, and I just said no, there's no way I'm going to give you $2,000 for that. If I could see value in it, I would, but no. So this is a solution for now, and it is working. Well, you can hear the background noise. I'm in the tractor in the cab, and it's running. I've left this PTO switch here. I'm probably going to blank it off so I don't mess with it. Not that it will do anything. And if I hit the button, PTO is running, and the little yellow light does come on this side because it's on the same side of the circuit for the light bulb. So for now, this works good, but I think what I'm probably going to do is make a change, because this is only a 2-wire switch, and put something right off the shift off of this lever here, so I can turn it on and off just with my thumb, go something back and forth this way. So anyways, right now I've beat the beast. I don't have the over temperature light on for some reason, maybe because the tractor's been in the shop and it's heated. But so far, if you're having that problem, this is one way to get around it. Thank you for watching.